Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to NSA, Nagvi Speakers Academy. Now, in this new series, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reviewing various speeches from various people. Now, what does that mean? I'll be looking at what works well, what doesn't work well. Now, the first speech that I thought that I'd start off with is Al Pacino's inspirational speech. Now, some of you may already have an idea of what I'm talking about, but if you don't, then this is from the film Any Given Sunday. Now, if you're not familiar with the film, it is about a football team that is rising up in the ranks, and at this point in the film, Al Pacino is about to give this inspirational speech for the team to really get them riled up and really get them going for the game. So let's start with the beginning.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our
Now, straight off the
lives.
bat, with Al Pacino's posture and the way he's standing, he has his back towards his teammates, which is quite interesting. And when he starts off, when he says, he doesn't know what to say, there's this look of defeat on his face. And it's something that's quite interesting, that he's not this invincible person. He's not this invincible manager. He starts off in a negative way, which I find quite interesting.
All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble.
Now
Inch
here,
by inch,
Al Pacino is saying
play by
essentially,
play.
look, if we don't get ourselves together as a team, we're not going to make it. We're going to ruin ourselves. We're not going to succeed. And here it's reminding people, using that message, right, of what the consequences would be if the team doesn't get together and focus. It's reinforcing his plan that he may have for the game, that look, if you guys are not going to get together, this is not going to work. And still he has this defeated look on his face when he's addressing the locker room, and you can see in the video as well that some of the teammates are there, they've got their heads in their hands, and
Till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And
okay,
stay here,
again,
you
it's
get kicked
content,
out.
what he's saying here, that we're in hell right now. He's not saying that, we're out of the clearing yet. There's still a long way to go. And to use hell as that word and giving that connotation, it's quite depressing, actually.
of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb
And here we go.
out of hell.
Now, at this point, he's focusing his gaze more onto the team players. Before he was looking up and down at his feet and to look behind him. But now, here at this turning point where he's saying, yeah, let's make this change. We can do this, right? If you choose to go forward and give all your strength, we can do it. Now here again, he's saying, look, if you do go full forward and put all your effort into this game, you can take yourself out of the hell that you've been in and take yourself, as he said, into the light, meaning essentially using that sentence there, it's giving the players an image that's been put in their head, a literal image. They're all in hell, they're being tortured or whatever. They're not doing great, but then there's that light. There's something to look forward to. And it's very, very important when you're doing a motivational speech. If you start off quite negatively and then you bring out this hope, this new thing that can help change things, it would change the people's mindsets of the people who are sitting down and listening to you.
Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I threw away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved
And this
me.
section here, he's going back to himself, and he's saying that look, he can't bring the team to where it should be by himself, right? It's a team effort. And then he goes into talking about himself and his failures. And again, it's making him, look human and showing, look, you guys have made mistakes, but so have I.
And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. Hell yeah. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the difference between winning
Okay,
and
here we go.
losing.
Again, just going back to this point, with his physicality. At the beginning, it was quite somber. He was quite sad looking. He had his head looking down to the floor, and he didn't really show himself too much. But then here, at this point here, he's opening up and he's using his physicality to show his emotions. And here again, as you can see with the hand claws, it's physically showing the team, look, we're going to claw every inch, claw every bit of the field that we can. That is what he's doing there. And it's again, if he was to do that in a somber tone, I don't think that team would have maybe latched on. Maybe they would have still, sat down in wallow and in misery. But here, he's getting them, to riled up. Physically using those gestures there with his hands and his voice. Al Pacino's got a great voice, right? With a roar, that claw, and then that gruff, rough voice. It's strong. I really like it, and that's just him. It's not saying that everyone has to have that voice, but it's the way he uses that voice. With that anger, well, not anger, with that energy rising up inside of him, and releasing it out as if he's releasing that last bit of energy, that clawing energy that he has, out to the team players.
Between living and dying! I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face.
And here,
Now I
he's
can't make
again looking directly at the players and saying, you've got to give it all you've got. Right? So after all this shouting, he's kind of calmed it down, and he said, look, you've got to give it all you've got, essentially, by saying, the guy who has got nothing to live for, has everything to gain. So why can't they do the same? And it's saying, look, you're human, but you take those inches and you build up that strength, you build yourself up as a team, you work well together, you have everything to win for.
You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you.
Hell yeah.
You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you gonna do?
Get them riled up, get the heads banging with each other, and let them succeed. Here at the end, you can see all the some of the football players that are crying from encouragement, from enjoyment, right? Or maybe remembering all the successes and failures and looking at where they've come now. I'll see you guys next week when I review another speech.